and welcome back to my channel. If I look different, it's because I don't have my glasses on. I really don't like when the light is like in my glasses. It distracts me, so I have my glasses off today. But welcome back to another episode of the waiting season. In this video, we're going to be talking about the idolization of marriage, the fear of being alone, decentering men, just all the things. We're gonna get into some things today, some things that I've been dealing with, the things that God has been working on me. That don't make sense. It don't sound like it makes sense. I just want to say, if you're returning from my last waiting season video, thank you so much for coming back. If you subscribed from my last waiting season video, thank you so much for subscribing. I got a lot of real-time engagement on that video, and so it really was just nice to see. And I hope that we continue to have these videos, we continue to have this check-in. Let me know how your waiting season is going, of course, in the comments. But anyways, if you like my face, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and let's go ahead and get started with the video. Alright guys, so like I said, we have some topics today, but I just want to give updates. I like to do updates in the beginning of this video. In the beginning of these videos, I like to do updates. I guess the only really update that I can think of right now is that I am working. Like I said, I'm not going to give too many updates on that until later on to see where we end up, but I am working, so, you know, the girl's not struggling. And yeah, we're gonna see how it goes, see what it's like. I am officially moved. I'm back home. I'm gonna start redecorating really soon, so we're trying to get more comfy, trying to make my space livable, because if I showed y'all my room at home, it's a box. I live in a box, and I'm a grown woman living in a box. And I'm not complaining about my box, but I just want my box to be livable. So yeah, that is pretty much the updates right now. Nothing new or exciting is really going on for me, but this is the last quarter of the year very soon. Do y'all do 3 4s or 4 3s? I do 3 4. No, 4. I do 4 3s. So yes, we're still in like it's fall. Like September is fall for me, because December starts winter. But it's fall, but like this is the last quarter of the year for me. These last 4 months, basically, what I'm trying to say is the last hurrah. So just send a prayer up for your girl. Into our topics. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about the idolization of marriage as a Christian, the fear of being alone, and decentering men. I really don't think this video is going to be long, but I said that about the last video and it was 45 minutes. So we'll see. But yes, the idolization of marriage. Oh my gosh. I knew it was a big thing for me, but I'm seeing a lot of other women talk about how marriage and kingdom spouse and your man of God is such an idol for Christian women, and a lot of us don't even realize that it's an idol. And what happened to me is that, like, moving back home, getting back home, I know that God is going to put me in a position to grow my relationship with him, focus on him. He's hiding me, and I know that means that right now all I have is to focus on a relationship, and I do not want to do it. I'm going to be honest. Marriage is a huge idol for me. It's a huge idol for me. It's something I desire so strongly, and something that I want so strongly. And it's not just Christian based. It's really rooted in my own personal traumas and things like that. And it is a real desire. I think that, yes, part of it is trauma, but I also think that this is something that I've wanted since I was a little girl, to be married, to have a family. So I think there is a real desire there, and a desire for the Lord to be married. But I think that it is such an idol because the Lord was talking to me, and he was I basically know that in my time of being single, I have to learn to be content with being single. I'm not content in it. I'm not comfortable. I'm not okay because, like I talked about in the past, I'm a black and white thinker. To me, if I content in my singleness, that means that it'll never happen. That's not logical thinking. That's very extreme thinking, but that's what I mean. If I become so content in being single for so long, for years and years and years, I feel like that I will be in a space where I know it's not coming. I don't care if it comes. If it comes or not comes, I'm okay regardless. And hearing that out loud, that's a good thing, right? But for me, that whole it's never gonna happen is something that I'm not ready for. It's something that I'm not ready to accept. It's something that I don't want. I don't want, and I had to be honest with myself, and I had to be honest with God that I am in a place where this is something that's an idol. And so, Lord, I am trusting you. I am focused on you. I am focused on growing in you and becoming the woman that you want me to be. But this idol, you're going to have to teach me some things about myself. You're going to have to teach me some things about marriage. You're going to have to teach me some things about idolization in order to break this down, because I'm not in a place to say, Lord, I give it. I'm the type of person that's going to be real with God. Lord, there are some things that I cannot do in my own flesh. My flesh, she not there right now. And a lot of people don't agree with that mentality because it's just saying that you're going against God. And it's not, I'm not saying that it's not an idol that I refuse to break. It's saying, Lord, I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. So I need your strength in teaching me, because I like logic. I like things to make sense. So I need your strength in teaching me the things I need to know in order to break this idol. That's something that I'm trying to decenter. Like I said, I don't think it's wrong, even in a Christian aspect. And we hear so many women talk about, I'm praying for a kingdom spouse and I'm praying for my kingdom spouse. I think the desire, I have two perspectives. The desire to be married is not a sin. It's not a sin to be married. I don't think that, I saw this girl on TikTok talk about how Christian women are always talking about being married, and at a certain age, that's all they talk about. And she was talking about it in a negative way. And I don't think it's wrong to desire marriage. I think everybody wants to be loved and accepted. Everybody wants to experience an intimate connection with someone. I don't think that's wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I do think that when we make that the center and the focus, and we feel like our life isn't complete or achieved when we don't have that, that's a problem. And I think that Christian women need to learn to just be women. Just be women without a kingdom spouse. You know what I'm saying? Just be a woman of God. What does a woman of God look like outside of the kingdom marriage or waiting for your kingdom spouse? I have another point, but I cannot remember what it is. I remembered. The other thing that I think that we need to realize is that God is not concerned about marriage. Marriage is not a priority to God. When we do things in a way that honors the Lord. So yes, God does have a design for how marriage should be between a man and a woman, a husband and a wife coming together with God as the center. That's his idea. If you're going to get married, God says, if you're going to get married, this is how it should be. He doesn't say, You will be married. Marriage is a guarantee for you as a Christian. He says, no, if you desire marriage, if you want to be married, this is how marriage should be. This is what marriage should be like. You see what I'm saying? I think a lot of Christian women have this idea that marriage is guaranteed when you start walking with God, when you honor the Lord. That's not a priority to him. His priority is your soul. His priority is winning souls. His priority is your purpose, walking in your purpose. Your desires, those things will be added unto you, but that's not his priority. Your desires are not his priority. What he wants you to do, what he wants you to do in this earth, your purpose, that's what God's priority is. And so all of that right there just really put into perspective. Like I said, I think personally, I know that I need a lot of trauma work around relationships and marriage and things like that. So it's not a walk in the park for me, because I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about it. But yeah, it's an idol, not just for me, but I know a lot of Christian women that it's an idol for, and it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee that you'll be married in 6 months. It's not a guarantee that you'll be married in 6 years. It's just not. And how do you be okay with that? How do you walk through that? How do you be fulfilled and content in that? Because nothing irritates me more than women that have never been single. You've never been alone for more than a year in your entire life. Tell a woman that's been single for years how they should feel about being single for years. Nothing irritates me more than that, because you've never experienced what it feels like in the real world. In the real world, what it means to not experience intimacy and love. You don't know what that feels like. And so I think people think that it's something that you shouldn't have any feelings towards, or you shouldn't be worried about, or you shouldn't be concerned about. But until you go through it, you don't understand. Yes, you receive love from your family and your friends, and that love is so important. It's so important. But someone literally choosing you, and someone literally saying they want to do life with you, having that intimate connection, it's different. It is a different feeling. Like I said, that is not a crime to want to experience. The problem is not feeling fulfilled or achieved, or being upset and not being able to see the other blessings around you because you're so focused on that. And that's where the Lord is working on me with, because I know that the Lord is not about to give me what I want, because what I want is to be married by tomorrow. I want to be married by tomorrow. And the Lord, I know he's like, Kayla, there's some work in you. There's some things we need to do with you, and I just can't give you any distractions right now. So we're going to see how it goes. Learning how to be content in my singleness, and that whether he gives me one or not, I don't even know if I'll be here tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised. So if I make it another day single, it's okay. I can't worry about if I'm gonna be single in 6 years. You need to make it to today. Make it through the day. We'll worry about 6 years later. You know what I'm saying? That's my problem. I think too far ahead. So yeah, on this subject, I'm gonna explain a little bit more about why I have a fear of being alone. So I am an introverted person. I do not mind being by myself. I do not mind being in my own time, my quiet time, not talking to people for days. I do. However, when I want to interact, when I want to engage, when I want to do that, it's nice to have someone to do that with, right? So being alone doesn't really bother me. What really bothers me, oh, also I'm washing, so I'm sorry about the noise in the background. But being alone, I'm comfortable being like physically by myself. I'm comfortable physically not talking to people every day. What my fear is that I'll be like this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like right now in my life, I really don't mind, coming home, getting in the bed in solitude, not talking to anybody. Like I really don't mind that. I wouldn't want to be like this for the rest of my life. Like going home and having no one to talk to, no one to talk about your day, no one to go out with. Like that's where the fear is. And that feeling of never experiencing love. Like I am a hopeless romantic at heart. I grew up on Disney Channel and the very like romancy movies. Like I've never watched The Notebook, but like oh my gosh, what's the movie? A Walk to Remember type movies. Yeah, that's what I grew up on. So I love the idea of like somebody being like, look, you're the love of my life. I can't imagine going in this world without you. I can't imagine my life without you. Like there's nobody in this world but you. That's my kind of romance. I love that. I love the idea. I love being married and getting to tell someone about your day, getting to listen to somebody else's day, going places and traveling and just doing life together. That is just so beautiful to me and something I want to experience. And like I said, I don't think it's bad to want to experience that because it's something I find just so beautiful. And so the fear of never being able to experience that's where I'm kind of like, okay, like I am good right now. I'm managing, I'm fine, but I want to experience that one day. My laundry is knocking the boots right now. Relax. So that's one aspect of like fear of being alone. It's not that I don't mind loneliness, except for when you ask me to go out. That's one thing that I have not. Going out, like I'm still not comfortable going to eat out in public by myself. Like getting dressed up. It is one thing to be in a casual outfit going out to eat by yourself. But getting dressed up and getting cute and going out by yourself, like you're bound to be noticed. And that's what's tripping my mind out. Like I don't want somebody to be like, oh, she's really dressed up and she is by herself. That, I don't know, that's strange. So let me know in the comments if you've ever like dressed up and gone to dinner by yourself or gone bowling by yourself. Some people say they go to bars and clubs or parties by themselves. Let me know if you've ever done that, like dressed up and gone out by yourself. And what that experience was like. Because for me, the social anxiety will not let me. It will not let me. So for some reason, I have this urge to do African accents now. I don't know. You know how the thing used to be British accents? Mine is African. I don't know. But yeah, that's something I'm still working on. But I am going to push myself to do it, to take myself out to dinner, see where the wind takes us. The other thing, let me talk faster. Another thing that I'm afraid of is being the single friend. I grew up from like middle school to high school where everyone around me had boyfriends. And then I got to college, and even if they didn't have boyfriends, they had situationships, all of that. And being the single friend is uncomfortable for me. I don't like being, everybody around me is talking to somebody or in a relationship and I'm the only one that's not. I don't like that. I've always had this fear that all of my friends would end up married and I would be the only one that's not. That's a seed I planted in my own head because at one point I thought I would never be married, but still a really big fear So, because it's different when your friends get in relationships, like your friendship is automatically cut. A lot of people say that they don't cut their friends off. Most people end up not cutting their friends off, but you no longer have the availability to hang out with your friends. And of course, as we get older, that availability goes out the door anyways. So I just didn't want to be the only one that can't go on the couples trips because I ain't got no man. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a background of where all of these fears come from and why it's been so hard for me to break this idol. But again, me and God have been talking, and I'm open and receptive to being taught, to being led, to hearing his voice, to learning to be comfortable, for him to move and work in my life to where I'm like, okay, I can be content and I can have desire. For me right now, it's hard to be okay with having the desire and being content for the and. Right now, it's like I can only do either or. And I'm really not ready to do this one right now. So, yes. The last thing I wanted to talk about, which is really short, is decentering men. I saw a TikTok video of this girl basically saying that we have to learn to decenter men, the same as not idolizing men. But what she said was something that really stuck out to me because I know that I struggle with this, is treating men like humans instead of objects. And what that means for me is like, if I go out to a random place, let's say I'm going out to the not the grocery store, the gas station. If I go to the gas station and there's a man in the gas station, I'm automatically waiting for a reaction from this man in some kind of way. I don't do that with women. If I go to the gas station, there's a bunch of, I'm not worried about what these women think. I'm not worried about what kind of reaction they're gonna give me. I need to do the same thing with men. And yes, we live in a society where men bother people, okay? They bother people. You have to be on guard. But that can be rooted in other things. And when I wasn't getting reactions out of men, I started to feel some way about myself. Oh, was I not pretty enough? Was I not good enough? Was this? These are common everyday people. They're doing their everyday things. They're not thinking about you. They're not worried about you. They probably didn't even notice you the way that you're noticing, oh, there's a man. Decenter them. Treat them like humans. When you go in a store, you're having an interaction with somebody. They're not thinking of you in any type of way. Don't be worried about if they think of you in any type of way. This is a person. Hey, how you doing, sir? Go on. I don't have to be nervous or anxious or uncomfortable around men because I've always been uncomfortable around men. Nothing has ever happened to me. Of course, I went to college and we know how boys are in college. But my childhood, nothing has ever happened to me. I've just always been uncomfortable around men. I'm 24 now. I'm an adult. It's one thing to be a child and be uncomfortable around men because we hear the stories about how men are. But to be an adult and still be uncomfortable around someone that is not a old man or older man, you're a professional now. This is a professional interaction. This man is not worried about you. He's not looking at you that way. Now, that's not to say to go out and just be out in the open and doing all this other stuff, but this is a professional interaction. This is a common everyday interaction, and let it be. There's just so many things when it comes to learning how to decenter men, not idolize relationships, not idolize marriage, and to be yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on you, who you are. Focus on doing things, not worried about what other people doing. I can give y'all my whole life story about, you know, attention seeking and wanting attention and wanting to be accepted and seen and heard and all of those things. I could go into deep dive about it, but I'm not. But breaking that is so interesting, to learn new perspectives, to learn new things, to see things about yourself that you didn't see before. So yeah, that's really what God is working on me with right now. Is just, you gotta let him go. Like men, I'm a different aspect. You know, women who are so obsessed, infatuated, and need a man that they are always with the man. They always worried about what a man doing. Always gotta talk to a man. They be like, I don't like him. I don't want to talk to him. But you responded. You're still texting him. I don't want to talk to a man. I never want to talk to a man. And yet when a man talks to you, you're engaging in it. You have those men. And then you have me. I just want love. You have me. I like the idea of love, of romance, of being in love and all of those things. But it's not, it's like, I'm not going to go out of my way to get that. I'm just going to sit in my room and be sad about the fact that growing is hard, but it's possible. It's possible. So I hope this video helped. I feel like today I really just ranted. I don't even know if it makes sense. I feel like I'm going to be judged a lot because, you know, when women start talking about men, it gets real judgy. And I'm one of them. I'm one of them. So it gets real judgy. But I hope that something was relatable. I hope that you got something out of it. Definitely leave in the comments. Let's chat. Let's talk about how you're feeling. Give me some advice. And I hope your waiting season journey is going well. Use your resources, whatever it is that you use to kind of connect and learn and grow. Use your resources in this season. And again, I thank you for coming. I'll see you guys next month for another video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.